Good evening, everybody. Looks like we're all set. I'm gonna go ahead and just do some updating on my charts today. Yeah, let's see. Audio looks good. All right, cool. Out of here. Pop that up. Let's see. What are we gonna put on today? All right. Start with your USD. Currently short. The Australian dollar versus the Japanese yen. JPY. It's a really interesting spot. Looking at this bigger kind of ascending formation. You could even call it an ascending triangle, but the fact is that it had a deviation here. This guy, is kind of what really... I wonder why my computer's lagging here. Hang on a sec. Why is this doing that? Give me just one sec here. Give me just one sec. Okay, there we go. Put the deal back on. All right. Yeah, so I'm short. I'm short the Australian dollar versus the yen. I'm not really a fan of this daily close here. For the short, I mean, it's a decent daily close. It closed above yesterday's high. It may bode well for continuation. The reason that I liked this short in particular was because of this zone right here. Essentially acting as resistance. You could even go as far as to say as this previous low here, so that blue line. It's been an area of resistance for a while. We didn't quite reach it here. We had all these highs. We took out those highs. We swept this level. We didn't get a closure above this level, which seems significant to me. And we've kind of put in this local range here a couple different times, and this is looking like it could be a deviation of that as well. And in terms of this triangle, this deviation about it could have been, like I said, it could have been some kind of like an ascending triangle or something, which would have been bullish. But this guy right here, is kind of what botched that for me. In my opinion, if this weren't here, I would definitely not be looking to short this area. But because of this deviation, I look at this and I say, okay, cool. We're sort of back testing this upper zone here, this upper area of resistance. So as long as that holds its resistance, I don't see any reason why we shouldn't have, more of a move down, probably break down and take out some of these lows, things like that. So I'm currently short this pair, and we'll get to it in updating our stuff here, but let's start with your USD. I want to be sure all the stuff's updated. I don't know if I did. I gotta tell you guys, I've traded crypto for, you know, every day basically for the last 5 years. I've dipped my toe into Forex a handful of times, Forex and stocks, things like that. Commodities. But man, I gotta say, trading Forex is way better than trading crypto. Like, not even close. It's a much better trading experience, in my opinion. Hmm. Yeah, there's nothing really of interest here for me on your USD. The only things I would be interested in are perhaps, you know, a short here or a short here, and that would be about it. There's nothing really particularly interesting for me lower right now. You know, if we were to have some kind of a move or a setup, I might change my mind about that. But right now, yeah, I'm not particularly interested. And I see that we're bouncing off of this level, which is actually a really nice level, and it's being decently respected. The reaction isn't all that great, but you know, these Forex assets, they trade differently. So it could run out of this. It doesn't have to look super great here. I still personally don't like it, but you know, I'm not gonna long this area. I would consider shorting in here potentially. I mean, how is the daily close? Yeah, we're in a clear kind of a downtrend here. I'm not gonna count on a. Yeah, I'm not gonna count on a. I'm not gonna count on a H1 level right here to steer the ship. It could very well pop up off of that. I'm not interested. The only two positions I would be willing to take are somewhere in here. So I'm gonna move away from that now. One of the two is fine with me. Otherwise, I'm not interested. Not interested. All right. What else do we have on here quick? So I want to clean it up. This was an interesting chart for me. I thought this was gonna go lower. I was interested in longing this zone. We can actually see now where it bounced from. I was originally interested in this level and I adjusted it, but you can see right where it bounced from, right? Really clean zone here. Massive reaction off of that level, right? Currently fucking around with this level here. Not really interested in anything too crazy. Let me update my levels first before I start mouthing off on this asset here. Oh, I don't even have all this stuff done. Man, that's funny. I've taken a lot of trades on this. The FTMO evaluation's going well. Order overseer is so great. I've really enjoyed using it. Just makes it so much easier to trade. It's not even funny. All right, previous day. Yeah, this is a nice, like this is a really nice daily close. Super nice daily close. It's at all it hit all-time lows. I mean, whenever it's hit this zone though, it's had a really nice reaction, but you can see the reaction's gotten kind of less. Like boom, you have this move up. Boom, you have this move up. Subsequential move here. Boom, you have this move up. It's far less. Swept that high. You know, took out all of these lows, swept them. Decent reaction. So it's reacted nicely off this zone here, and I was kind of looking at this last night, and I'm like, God, should I just ape long here? And obviously, you know, it would have been a fine position a few days ago, but it, you know, it would have been a fine position a few days ago. I think that I was considering something like this happening, so I thought I'd have more time. That wasn't the case, just especially because of this candle and how things look on lower time frames. But again, that wasn't the case. Yeah, I like this zone in particular more than this one. In fact, I'd rather reduce this zone to just a single level. Just drop down to H1. I would short this level right here. I'd like to see how it was hit, but I would take, you know, kind of a 3R setup off of this, at the very least back down into here. You know, I don't know how it'll get to that zone or what it'll look like, but I would be interested. The reason being is, you know, this level's fine. It's a fine level. We obviously have some kind of a deviation going on. Let's pull up our moving averages just to get a little more confluence. Oof. Okay, that is a nice. You know, but it's all rolling over, right? It's all rolling over on H1. We're starting to look higher. Some of these other levels, you know. Yeah. Yeah, you know, and with that daily close, yeah, I'm not particularly interested yet. What I like is the idea of all of these getting swept. So, you know, maybe it fucks around in here, does something, and then pops back up. Whatever, it doesn't matter. Eventually, it gets into the zone, and I want to see. What would be sick is if it came in here and did something like this. And I would, you know, trigger short maybe in here off of this, or maybe I would short in here, and then, you know, I would just look lower, something to this effect. It doesn't have to play out this way exactly, but the point is that, you know, I would be interested in shorting this area here. Would I long? I don't know. I don't know. I mean, it's, you know, it's at all-time lows. You know, right around. It's a nice reaction off the daily. Let's pull that back up again. Yeah, it's a good reaction off the low. Usually some degree of continuation. We've had, this is kind of a unique day. Yeah, I'd like to see how the next day plays out. I would, you know. Yeah, I'd want to see how the next day plays out. I would consider shorting this, however. At the very least, just back down to this level here. If that's going to be the case, you know, we'll see a local setup. I'm not really too keen on this yet, especially with everything rolling over. It's has some bullish momentum, and, you know, maybe I would be best off looking for longs on this. Pretty obvious location would be down here. However, it would probably end up being somewhere in here. You know, something like this. don't know if we can get a 3R out of this. Not quite, but you know, something to that effect, maybe. But I'm not keen on it yet. You know, I want to let things cook. Yeah, that's exactly my path too. I didn't even mean to do it that way. That's exactly where I drew it out. That's fucking hilarious. Something to this effect. So we'll see. I'm gonna leave all this here. We'll come back to it. I shorted this morning. Awesome short. Was this? Yeah, I did. I did short this. What did I short? I shorted this level right here. This was the short. This was the short that I took. Except I didn't put my stops up here. I put them lower. I think I just put them right above this high, and I ran it down into here. I took a take profit 1 and then closed the whole thing here. And my plan thereafter was to watch this level, which we've now come up on. God, some of these assets have been so weird to trade. I mean, look at this. But on lower time frames, I mean, yeah, I don't know. You can find the setups, I guess. I'm glad I closed my short at the low there. That was a smart move. That worked out for me really well. God, I don't really like a lot of these on. Yeah, this looks a lot cleaner. It's just not a place to put my stop. That's the problem. You know, how low do I really think this thing's gonna go? Do I really want to take a trade that size, you know, for that distance to look to take out these lows? Let me update some other parts of the chart here, just ensure everything is there, and then we'll kind of deduce what we think out of it. Yeah, and I'm looking for price to go down there eventually. It's also the previous. Yeah, it's also the previous month high. It's a nice level. Bouncing off the weekly open. A little bit for now. Honestly, that might even be it. A daily range, huh? It's a nice short. I'm glad I caught that. The more I look at it. I might be interested in this position as well. You know what? I gotta be sure I'm marking out some alerts on all these setups. I want to know if it goes below there. This one. Let's eye for if it comes down in here. And this guy, obviously, we want to eye if it comes up into this zone. Euro USD. Yeah, Euro USD. I feel similar to BTC actually. All right. Let's see here. It's a nice short. Not really crazy about anything on here. Oh, except for maybe that level. I'd consider dabbling in there. I'd consider it. All right, so I've been trading this one a little bit. I definitely want to update my levels here. This was a weird one for me for a while. I thought we were gonna have continuation out of here. I was long in here somewhere, and I was looking for a higher, and I got stopped out. Yeah, on a daily time frame, this looks like it's gonna go lower to me. Yeah, no level in particular that stands out to me though that I would position. Yeah, this might be more of a zone kind of a trade. It's fine. I don't love it. I'd rather want to move on to something else. Yeah, this one's interesting for me. Obviously short here. Let's go ahead and update this chart. I'll be curious to see. That's so funny. I don't even have any of my levels on here, and I've been trading it for the last couple weeks. Honest to God, a lot of times I don't. I mean, having the levels is important, but sometimes you just really don't need them. You don't need a lot of these levels to trade. They're good to have. You should have them there, obviously, but you know, locally, like if you're looking at intraday trades or something like that, you can A lot of times you can just see it. And it's a low enough time frame that it usually, you know, doesn't bite you in the ass if you're wrong. Oh, yeah, okay. That's so funny, dude. Oh my god. I'm already short on this, but I'm sitting here and I'm looking at this. I'm like, oh my god, this is such a good setup. I need to short this. I'm already short. It's just, you know, when I see this here. All right, so we have this level here that we deviated, right? This is so clean, guys. We have like all of these highs here that were not taken. They are now. And then we have this last low pre-break right here that you can see, you know, acted as resistance. And essentially now what happens, right, is depending on how you want to draw this range, you know, this is essentially a range, right? We've now deviated the range highs into resistance. And if we gain acceptance in here, you know, we essentially look for rotation back down, unless, you know, there's a bullish trend change or something like that. And given that we've tried twice, whatever, you know, we could have continuation to the downside. So this is just so beautiful. And it's funny that, you know, I am already short, but for a moment I forgot and I just saw how clean this was. I was like, holy shit, I have to short this, like, stat. So this is the position I'm in right now. It's just a very clean, for me personally, this is the kind of shit that I like. I like this a lot. It's just a very good, very clean look on the chart. Oh, and look at that. You know, it's the previous month high, right? This zone, you can think of it as a little bit of a zone. The previous month high zone. And if we, you know, gain acceptance below that, it's going to bode really well. I must have messed up my placement on these because they're definitely not that close. Yeah, that's not the previous month low, son. That's the fucking open, boy. Can't fool me, motherfucker. Yeah, so I like that. I mean, that's a really clean, nice, this whole bit. I just love it. I think it's really good. Give me just 1 second here. I'm gonna grab a soda out of my deal here. Be like 2 seconds. Yep. Oh, you son of a bitch, where are you? All right. Mm. Mm-mm-mm. Yeah, I'll be curious to see what triggers this move down, if it'll, you know, do something else. Who knows? We'll see, we will see. Alright, let's put the previous week levels. Fucking bright in my room, man. Turn these lights down. They're all about to dim out too. Oh, that's much better. Right. What am I targeting with my short? Oh, beautiful. Yeah, so the previous week low would probably be, you know, where you would look to target for this, somewhere around in that zone. So, I mean, especially this one, right? This is an action point, so taking profit there would be really nice. Yeah, I like the setup. Let's put the previous week level, previous day, I mean, levels on here. Decent close. It took out the high and low of all the inside candles, though, so... Very lackluster move off of the daily open, isn't it? Not really a whole lot happening here right now. This kind of shit, though, I don't know. You know, you could see it pop up, couldn't you? I could absolutely see it just going like this. Like 2 candles, boom. Deviate, maybe come back down. Kind of forms a... and then if that happens, we have to watch out for a harmonic kind of a formation as well. So, yeah, I'm just going to mark that out here. Probably be somewhere over here. Just like having all this marked out just in case. It'd be cool if it just ran down too. I'd be fine with that. I don't know. Is there really anything for me to add to this? So it's the month high, previous week high over there, monthly open. All right. Weekly open. I do want to keep that. Monthly, I don't really give a shit about, honestly. And then these, this, and that. And I think that's all I need on my charts for this. Yeah, we're already, yeah. Yeah, I might be playing with fire. I might be fucking around. I might be fucking around here. We'll see. We will see what happens. Let's move on to the next assets. Covered quite a few so far. Yeah, your USD. Do I have all the daily levels set on here though? I think I'd still like those on. Yeah, just for reference. I don't need that written there. I don't need these levels either. TBH. Previous day. Yeah, I want to keep these here too. I mean, fuck it. I don't shit, what am I doing? Yeah, I am going to be tempted to short this. I will be tempted to short that. This fucking guy. This is one of those ones you just ape long for no reason. I don't know, this guy's just starting to roll over too though. Yeah, this one eludes me. There it goes. What was I thinking here? What position did it? What was I looking at here? I wonder, why did I want to short this? The last low pre-break and then the daily close made me think that might be a bad idea. Yeah, okay. I know what's going on here. It does look like a really nice short though, to be fair. If it gains acceptance back below this level here. Oops, I didn't want to do that. Let's update the levels for this chart. I don't even think I have any on this one either. Yep. So we'll go ahead and get those marked out. Previous month. Yeah, local range. High. Previous month low. Previous month high. I'm open. Currently below that, I'm open. Yeah. Retrace this candle, it's not bad. Previous month. Why do I have this whole thing? Let me look. Oh, it is because of that. Okay. Let's narrow that down. Like this level. Specifically this level. And in fact, I wonder on a low enough time frame if I could capture something off of this level. So we'd look for a sweep. Yeah, I could fucking put my stops here. Run it down. 3R brings us right into this zone. I'd probably end up having to close it a little sooner, but on a 15-minute time frame. Sweeps this. Yeah, I mean, could very well be a nice short opportunity there. Could very well be. What is this? Odd CHF. And I'm already short odd JPY. I'm short on both. Yeah, so I'd be saying that. I'm expecting the, yeah, okay, cool. Cool. Cool, cool, cool. This is a really good example right here of what I'm looking at. If you can see the comparison here. So we put in like a zone, deviated it, broke down, double bottomed, came back up, tested it, nuked. Put in a zone, deviated it, double bottom. I guess the original would have been off the first nuke though. Still, it has that same kind of setup to it, which is why I like it. I mean, I like that sort of a move where we go into something like this. And I like it when you charge into it too, where it becomes intimidating. I like the intimidation of it. Let's mark out the previous week. Slightly swept the previous week low. Yeah, it took the weekly open. Yeah, there might be an opportunity here. Let's see how much we like it. Yeah, this daily close though, that's kind of what gets me. It's a nice close. I mean, that's not to say that you can't get a decent enough move down. Yeah, it's tough to say. It's pretty fucking clean. Mm. Mm, 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 mm. Mm, 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 mm. Man. Yeah, if we get a sweep on this, I'm definitely going to short it. I like it way too much. Essentially, you know, something to, at you know, maybe this effect like that. Close below, gain acceptance below here, and then from there we can look for lower. If that is the case. You know, the only reason I say all this, I am a little kind of hesitant given the daily close, and there is a double bottom here where we kind of took out that low. It's the previous month low. H1 moving averages are rolling over. There's a lot of reason to say, you know, I don't know about this. And the reason why I kind of like this is we did reject off of here for the 200 H1 moving average. Yes, they're rolling over here, but they were also rolling over right here at a similar time when that rejection happened. So I like the combination of the two. Might be something I'll look to do. I have my alerts set for that one. I took this short. God, wow, what a short. I should have fucking let that one run, huh? Wow. Amazing. That was a really nice short. Holy shit. And I'm looking too long down here. I don't think I've even marked out these levels either. No. No, I have not. That was a beautiful short. Worked out even better than I thought, honestly. My H1. Yeah. So when I began to accelerate. Let's try this another way. Hmm. That's a big level. Mm. Fucking guy's gonna do it. You sure I can even fucking do this? Okay, I can. Cool. Cool. Cool, cool, cool. Yeah, I'm still not really interested in shorting this guy. Not until it's up there. Might actually get this move. Oh, how long have we been shooting for? An hour now? Why don't we hop off? We'll continue with the other assets tomorrow. We'll continue with the other assets tomorrow. We have a bunch of trade setups here. We will follow up on them tomorrow on stream and see how they all went. But a lot of these I really like. I mean, you can afford to be picky when you have a lot of great assets to trade. So we'll go ahead and call it there today. As always, guys, thank you for joining me. And we will see you tomorrow.